welcome back. In today's tutorial, we are analyzing an employee data set like a pro. This is HR data analysis in Excel. As a data analyst, there are a few steps you have to go through before you start analyzing your data so as to be able to streamline your insights into the right decisions for your stakeholders. The first thing to do is to ask questions. Once your stakeholders have presented you with a problem, ask them questions. What type of problem are they trying to solve? Do they have data set already? How are they generating the data set? Is the data set update and every other information needed to ensure that you provide a well analyzed, well detailed and decision worthy answers? After you've asked the right questions, now you have your data set. The next thing to do is to prepare the data set. Check through the data set. The columns there, are they suitable for the analysis you want to carry out? Now you know the problem the stakeholders want you to answer as the data analyst here. So now you have the questions, prepare the data. Are the columns enough pointers to solve the problems I'm analyzing? Here you can see that I've opened up our employee data set. So we have columns on the employee ID, the full name, their job title, the department, business unit, gender, ethnicity, age, hire date, annual salary, bonus, country, city, and exit date. So here you can see that the columns we need for this analysis are all present. So there is no need to add or request for some additional data. Yes, then continue to cleaning your data, and this I'm going to show you how to do right here in this video, so follow it to the end. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and let's proceed. The first thing to do is to clean this data set, and to do that, let's remove duplicates. Highlight all of this entire data set using your Control A, then come here under the data tab menu. You can see under the data tools, click on remove duplicates. Now since we only want to remove the duplicates using the employee ID, you have to unselect all the columns and only select the employee ID column, then click your OK. Now you can see 89 duplicate values found and removed. Great, press your OK. So the next cleaning tool is to ensure that our dates are correctly formatted and also to ensure that they align well with the time zone of your laptop. Now to do this, click on this column, on the hire date column, and also we have two dates, the second which is the exit date. So press down your Control key and click on it. Then come back here under your home tab menu. Under the number, you can see it's already formatted as date, so you format it as a short date. The first question the stakeholders are asking, now we'll be adding a new column which will indicate the tenure. The tenure involves the calculation that shows the number of years each employee have spent in the company. For those that are exited, we will also see the number of years they spent in the company before exiting. Let's start by naming the column. As you enter, then let's do this. To do any calculation, you start with your equal to sign. Let's use formula bar using the if function, open bracket, then you click on the exit date. We want it to be that if the exit date is empty, this means that if an employee is still present in the company, Excel to return the number of years they spent between their hire date and today's date. So we use the dated if function, the hire date, today's date, using today, open bracket, close bracket, then want it to be the number of years. Once it is done, close bracket and press your comma. But if the exit date is not empty, an employee has exited the company, we want Excel to do a calculation of calculating the number of years between the hire date and the exit date of such employee. And to do that, we're also using the dated if function, hire date, exit date, number of years, then close your bracket. Once this is done, you ensure to close every parenthesis, the number of years spent by each employee stated here. Let's also do something. Let me just tweak something, guys. I only want to calculate the number of years exited employees spent in the company. Can also do that here. This is a if function. If function is saying that if this function is true, then bring this on, but if it is false, then return this function. Do you understand? So we want it to be that if it is true that the employee has not exited the company, this should return as present. So let's just do that. Copy this. Let's just cut it and ensure that you put it in a string. Press your enter. Can see, guys. So let's just take it back to the normal original. Note, we are still going to visualize visualize this using our pivot table chart, but we need to ensure that each of the columns are well represented in our data view. The next question we need to answer is to check for the total compensation. As you can see here in this column, we have the annual salary and we have the bonus. Let's ensure that our currency columns are well formatted and also our percentage columns are formatted as percentage. So to do that, come here under the annual salary and then you press your right key and you can see format cells. Click on it. Here at this interface, click on the currency. If you want to add decimal, you can. Let's add this. Then let's change the symbol to a dollar since we know that it is in dollar. Okay. Also, let's customize the bonus columns as a percentage. Right click on it, go to format cells and you can see percentage. You don't want it to be in decimal places and press your OK. Yes. Now let's come back to our formula bar. Press your equal to. The total compensation is the addition of this annual salary and also the percentage of this annual salary. Do you understand? So this is how to do it. Press the annual salary, then press your plus sign, open a bracket and press the annual salary again, multiply using your multiplication sign by the bonus percentage, then close the bracket and press your enter. The next problem the stakeholders want us to visualize is gender distribution. Let's proceed to using pivot table. And you guys know how to use pivot table, right? If you don't, I've created several videos on how to use pivot table, pivot chart. I've simplified it very well for you guys. Click on a cell here, go to your insert tab menu and click on pivot table. Here in a new worksheet, place your OK. The columns we'll be needing for the gender distribution are the gender column and also the employee ID for the count. So you move your gender column here under the rows and the employee ID under the value. This has automatically indicated count of employee ID, but if not, you can come here under this drop down and under your valued field settings you can change it to whichever calculation you want it to summarize the selected field by. The next question to answer is the job title by the total compensation. Creating a new pivot table, click on this, press your insert and come back here, highlight everything using your Ctrl A, press your OK. Drag the job title under the row column and then the total compensation under the value. You want to get the average total compensation of the job titles, press your average and press your OK. But right now this is a bit long and scrolling through it's really stressful. So what do? You want to filter out this pivot table by the top 10 job titles with the highest average total compensation. So click on this drop down and you can see label filters, value filters, and click on the top 10. If you want it to be more than that, you can do it here, press your OK. Now you can see it here. Let's say that I want it to be from the highest average total compensation to the lowest. Click on one of the average compensation, right click on it and you can see sort. So sort from largest to smallest and this will sort it out for us. Yes, the reason why I said we should do this is because the stakeholders want to check if there is gender bias in the company. Instead of having to create several pivot tables related to the department, the country, or the gender, we will be making use of the slicers. Slicers are a feature that enables us to do interactive filters with our pivot table. Insert slicer and you select the gender, you select the department and also the country, then press your OK. As a data analyst, it is not only for you to analyze. Your key job is to be able to present the result of your analysis in a way that once your stakeholders see it, they are able to understand what your analysis is about. So that I'll be showing you towards the end of this tutorial. So stay tuned to the end. Next question to answer is employee attrition. To count the number of active employees, also the number of exited employees. To do that, come back here to your data view and we are going to create a new column named active status. Remember, equal to, let's use the formula bar once. For this calculation, we'll also be using the if function. Press your if, open bracket. If the exited date is empty, return active. Don't forget to put it in string, it's very important. And if it is not empty, return exited. Close your bracket and press your enter. Let's come back under our pivot table sheet. So here you create another pivot table. Press your insert, click on pivot table, then the table range is this. Press your OK. Now to get the count of the active status, you can see that the active status is not yet showing under pivot table field. That is where you use the refresh. You come here under the refresh so that Excel can prompt the pivot table that a new column has been added. So click on refresh all and let's come down back. Now you can see it here. So drag your active status here under the role and the employee ID which we'll be using for the count here. Now you can see the count of employees that have exited and count of employees that are still active in the company. The stakeholders also want to check for the number of employees that are still active by department. So instead of creating a new pivot table, let's add a slicer. So come here under the pivot table analyze tab menu and click on insert slicer. The slicer will be department. Click on it and press your O. The next question to answer is hiring over time. To do that, we have to come back to our data view and add a column to extract the hiring years from the hire date. Let's name the column hiring year. Press your equal to. We are going to be using the year function since we want to extract the year. The year, open bracket. You can see here it's saying the serial number. Click on this hire date and close your bracket. That's extracted the years for you. Now let's create a pivot table with this. So come here under insert, click on pivot table, which is this. Click on this and press your OK. Now come down here. You can see the hiring year is not yet here, so you refresh here. Drag the hiring year under the rows and the employee ID which we'll be using for the count under the value field. This here are the number of employees hired by year. Now we've calculated every details needed to answer the stakeholders questions. The next thing to do is to organize this entire stuff we've done into a dashboard, and to do that, click this new sheet. Let's rename it as our dashboard. But before we proceed, let's visualize every of this. Since this is a proportion, we will be using a pie chart. So come here under this and you can see pivot chart. Click on a pie chart. You can see something here, guys. Because there is no much difference between the values of the female and the male, we cannot easily identify here. So let's use a column chart instead. Can you see? So column charts will help us to easily identify. Press your OK. So what you do that is copy it and you paste it under your dashboard. Start from here. Yes. So you come back here under your sheet. Let's just move this somewhere to where. Let's minimize this so that it does not. Yes. Then the next one, let's come here under this. This also we want to visualize. The best chart to use is a column chart. So click on this and insert column chart here. Okay. Copy this and paste it here. You can paste it under here. Still going to arrange this definitely. Come back here and also copy all the slicers. Just move it somewhere here. Copy all the slicers. Click on one and then press down your shift key and click on the rest and press your copy. Come back here under your dashboard and then paste here under our sheets to check for another. This also will be represented as a column chart. Okay, let's just copy both together. Press on it, then the shift key, copy. Come back here. Let's paste it here. Since this is a trend over time, we'll be using a line chart. So click on it and input a line chart. But I want to use a different design. So you copy. Let's add a filter of the years so that we can just easily click on each year instead of having a lot of years here. Click on a slicer and let it be the hiring year. Okay. So with this, let's see, you can just click on any year. A dot is signifying the number of employee in that year. But let's say we want to select more than 1 years. Let's say our stakeholders want to select more than 1 years. Definitely you'll be presenting this. So let's select more than 1 years. Let's say you want to select the year, the 1990 years. Click on this. This enables you to multi-select. So you click on the first button, press down your shift button and press your down key to when the 1990s end. Copy this into our dashboard. Copy and move to the dashboard. Let's start the formatting. To proceed, we have to change the heading of this. This is gender distribution. So this is active status. This is job title by compensation, by total compensation. And this is the hiring year. Now let's format this to look in it. So that we have to resize. Let's bring. We have to add a heading. But before we proceed, guys, I want to remove all this away. So click on it and hide all field buttons. We want to hide everything. So once this is done, we want to also make this look much more beautiful. Highlight it. Yes. Then once you've done that, come here under this font. You can see this field. This is the background field. Let's also add a border, outside border. The color should be to white. Create a title. I'll prefer to insert a text box under the shapes. You can see a text box here. So you want to put it around here. Yes, then put HR data analysis in Excel. Then let's format this. Shape format. You don't want a shape view. We want it to be empty. Yes, then the view color. Then bolden it. Then we also want to increase the font size. Okay, we don't want this outline. Shape outline should be no view. Yes. It's not yet standing out right. Yes. So let's change the background color. All of this. Press your Ctrl Shift to your right key. X make this. We make it plain white or ash. Also select this. This also press your Ctrl Shift down key and right key to this. Yes. Right key, shift down key, then color. Now you can see our dashboard is well formatted. Let's minimize this so we can easily see it very well. Now you can see it right here. You can also close this formula bar in your view. You can close the heading, the formula bar, everything, and just have this alone. You can even close this by pressing this and collapse it, uncollapse it. Yes. If you want to add them back, you do the same thing. Now you can filter this out. You can do anything you want with it. So here is our HR data analysis in Excel. Once you present this to the stakeholders, they can easily go through this and understand the entirety of what the company employee data set is about. Now, you can hide this sheet so that your stakeholders don't see this rough part, can only see the data view and the dashboard. Then you come here under your file and save your document as a workbook, then save it. And that's a wrap on analyzing employee data sets in Excel as a data analyst. If this video was helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Also, if you need a link to the practice file used for this tutorial, the link is in the description below, so do want to check it out and learn. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye.